Hey, and thanks for tuning in to German Chocolate, live from Mixed Girl. I'm Jessica Vivian, aka German Chocolate, and today with another solo episode. This one's near and dear to my heart, the 5-year plan. Why? Two reasons. This question has always freaked me out. Typical interview question, right? And if they want to go further, how about in 10 years? Well, first of all, for people in their 20s, how are you really supposed to know? Even if you think you know what you're going to do, life happens. And I'm in my 30s now. And I have a prime example of why this doesn't work for me. 1 year typically already has way more things happening in my life than for some people in their entire lifetime. Not in a bad way. I'm an opportunist and I'm a dreamer and I make goals, and sometimes the path changes a little bit depending on the experiences or life events that happen. I'm a hashtag no regrets person. And this month marks the 5 years that I've been back in the United States after spending 5 years back in Germany. So let's talk about it. In 2013, I had separated from my ex-husband. I just finished my 4 out of 6 semesters at the Florida College of Integrative Medicine, studying to be an acupuncturist. Things didn't work out and I had to make a decision. Another reason was we were talking a lot about nutrition and some of the things that happen in America with the schooling system not being as great as in Germany. Certain foods that are allowed to, ingredients that are allowed to be in food products like the red and the blue and all kinds of other stuff that's really bad for you, like toxic. And I don't know why they're allowed to put it in. And in Germany, it's more regulated, right? And I was like, well, I want to give my son the opportunity to experience what it's like to be in Germany, which is very different. So rooted up my life, this time planned, because if you remember from the very, very first episodes, at 19, I came to America on a one-way ticket, just visiting my family, and then just decided to stay. I think, 7 years or something like that before this happened. And then, so my son was 1, and it was just me and him going to Germany, starting a complete new life, root up another continent. Culture shock, but okay. And this shows you how crazy life is. I actually hadn't planned to move back to the United States. I was like, maybe when I'm older, I'll settle down. But things were going for me there. And I loved seeing my son just playing and being outdoors and experiencing a life of being a German kid. And then something happened in the relationship I was in. Sometimes you're in a toxic relationship and you don't really realize it because it kind of sneaks up on you. And then one day it just hit me, whoa, no, you gotta get out of this. And I had to make a decision. My son and I were living in this place I didn't grow up in. We had moved up to the person's hometown that I was with at the time. And we had a house there that we bought for super cheap. It was a house, I think, built 1886. So super cool. Looks like one of these Amish houses. That was also the time I was cast in the theater there. So if you've seen some of the background, so 3 seasons I've spent there acting, which was amazing, and the foundation of me becoming an actor here in the United States. So thank you so much for everything, Freilichtbühne Hallenberg. I owe you so much, all of the one-on-one vocal lessons, acting coaching, the community. I will never forget this time. And I'm always rooting for you on Instagram too when I see that plays are coming up and I know your season's over. So a lot of great things also happened. I worked for an amazing company with cool people. My team was freaking amazing and I learned so much. And when I realized I can't do this, I didn't know where to go. My family was in the United States and in Florida. And I was like, am I ready to go back? I have to make a decision. My son is about to go to school, 1st grade. I was like, I can't try to make it work here. And if it doesn't, then go there and have him make the switch. So I was like, all right, I have 3 months plan to root our life up again. My son was 1 when we moved to Germany, and he was 6 when we moved back to United States. And it was a crazy 3 months, a lot of up and downs. But sometimes if things just need to happen, they do. And with the universe on my side, thank you for always being there. We made it about 5 years ago. And now, where am I now and what happened in these 5 years? So at the time, I worked a corporate job, and I was still working for them under a contract remotely from the United States. And at the time, I was holding a bachelor's degree in health science. I had a newfound love for how can I make this acting thing work, and I was like, oh, maybe I can like be in the Disney parades or something. But I wasn't really sure what was going to happen. So I'd reserved an apartment when I came on summer break, which was already planned to go visit my family anyways. So, and got my driver's license set up and everything. So we came, I worked, and I was trying to figure out what else to do. And then I was like, let me go back to school. And I knew I couldn't go back to finish my Chinese medicine degree because it's full-time and I wouldn't be able to work and have a kid. That was just impossible. So I was like, let me go for the passion, the thing I initially started out studying when I was still in the military, and that was psychology. So I enrolled at Purdue University Global for a master's degree program. And then I joined a tech company based on psychology. So that was amazing. I've spent over 3.5 years doing that. So during my entire time getting my master's degree and COVID, meeting my life partner right before COVID, a week before. So I finished my master's degree. I got a ton of experience in the tech startup world. I met my love. My son is thriving. And I began my voice acting journey also around 2 years ago right now. So in the midst of working, enjoying life. I've been to Vegas twice with my sister. I went to visit my friend in LA to go hiking, went to New York twice, to Boston for acting. So since then, I've gained 2 commercial agents, a voiceover agent. I worked on a ton of on-camera reel materials and a ton of classes and workshops and VO conference. I'm probably forgetting a ton of things. Oh, I bought a house, and it was so convenient because this was about maybe not even half year before the lockdown happened. So it was perfect, especially in Florida. The market was still good. So I got to buy my house for a reasonable price. And then when a little over 2 years ago, I sold my house to move to the Tampa Bay area from the Orlando area, and made a profit, was able to pay off some debt that accrued. And then last year, also around this time, seems to be a significant time of my life, around this time always, I was laid off from this tech company that I worked for. And at first I was like, oh my God, I was scared. But I was also excited because I knew I was working on this path that I finally had actually chosen for myself. I wanted to be a voice actor. Everything else kind of like fell like in my lap in terms of opportunities, or people had suggested maybe do this. And this was something I really wanted to do. That little girl that always wanted to entertain and sing, and I had put that on hold, and I finally picked it up. So at first, for a couple weeks, I started applying for jobs, and then I told my boyfriend, I was like, are you on board? I wanna really do this. And that's when I also started my company, Vibe Check Apparel, which go shop vibecheckapparel.com. Also gonna add a few more products to that classic line, which seems to be a fan favorite. But I love the category as I was working around for certain shirts, like German mood, the weird German sayings, period shirts that, you know, sometimes we're just in different moods when we're on our period, which happens, once a month, right? Every few weeks. So important. And Zodiac collection. So that was something I was working on full time, getting my company up and running, working on my voice acting career, and then stumbling into on camera. Brittany, my amazing agent at Level Talent Group, I had sent an email. It's like, hey, I don't even know if you represent voice actors, but I'm looking for someone in this market right here. And I was like, I'm bilingual, German, African American. And she's like, oh, German? Do you have on-camera experience? And I'm sure I have a whole episode on this, so check back somewhere. So I gained this while I was taking a business class for voice actors that came with a consultation. And that led me to go to LA last December to train with casting directors for on-camera commercial and theatrical, and then also the VO workshops, classes, and showcases. And that's how I got my lovely agent, Theo, 90210 Talent, and the LA market voiceover agent. And recently, maybe a month ago, I gained my additional commercial agent for Professionally Pretty, which I love that name. It's like so amazing. I was like, I'm a professionally pretty. Sorry. I had to do that just because it just sounds so cute. So all of this happened in 5 years, and I've always been a person, I can't stand still, really. I need to do stuff. I need to be challenged. So I just reached out to an organization that's dear to my heart, where I was like, hey, I want to put some time in and volunteer and work on like a great cause. So I'm curious where that's going to go. Next month, I'm going back to Southern California because the voiceover camp retreat is happening. So being out in a cabin and learning with people from the industry, especially something I really want to do, video games. I really want to do more of that. And even though I haven't booked enough jobs yet to pay for this, but I had to get my ticket for the NAVA Gala that's happening in December. So I'm not sure yet if I'm going to go to Sovas. That's another big investment, maybe a day, since it's right around the same time. But it's always something happening. But with that being said, it's a roller coaster ride. So if you know stuff is constantly happening, but you're in an industry where you have to be patient and things take time and you have to make connections and build relationships, that just doesn't happen like that, especially when you're outside of the main market. I'm in the Southeast market, so it's very different getting into LA project. Except for voiceover. And we know this year is not an easy year for actors. So as soon as I got my agent in January, it was an impending writer's strike. Then it was the writer's strike, then the actor's strike, and now probably the interactive contract strike coming up for video games. Still, commercials are what's going to be left for right now, which is fine. I love commercials, and it's a good time to grow and network. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen the next 5 years. This is actually the longest I have ever lived in one place. This is going to be my third Christmas living here. I think once, maybe, I had 2 Christmases in one place. My mom used to always move a lot in the same city, town, but we always moved a lot too. And things just always kind of happen. Even though this is a smaller place from the house that I lived in, but a smaller place also means less expenses in the time when I'm trying to grow. And next month, it looks like I'm going to be reducing my hours at work, which is also kind of scary because more work has to come in, right? But I need more flexibility. It's a very rigid 9-to-5 job. There are patients that come in, they're scheduled weeks out. And if I book a job, especially that's like a full day or more than one day, we have to call those patients and move them around if it's okay to come back on another day. And then I only have so many slots available, right? So less hours hopefully will give me the chance to do more of the things I love and bring in more money to afford all of these things that I'm still doing this year. So 5-year plan, I can't think out 5 years. I know where I want to be, but I know that so much more is happening that I can't even think of, and relationships that you have. So thinking, really, I know exactly what it felt like when somebody was like, so are you going to move back to the United States anytime soon? I was like, I really wouldn't even know what I would do there. I have no idea. I don't think so. And now I can't imagine it any other way. I feel so blessed, the connections that I make virtually with everyone that's also on this acting and voice acting journey that I'm on, or content creators or writers, and then friends that I've made from working for that tech startup that I'm still friends with and visiting and connecting with on like bi-weekly basis. We still have phone calls with one, and she is my bestie. And in LA and New York and Nashville and even not even too far, Orlando. And the friends I made in the industry going to the LA showcase. So I can't wait to meet people next month for this retreat, because it's going to add so many more people. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Because it can be such a lonely journey. And even though everyone in my life here is really supporting and understanding, especially my partner, who really said when I was like, hey, I'm not going to look for a job right now, I really need to do this. He was like, you got it. Don't even worry about rent or anything. I got you. You make you happen. Really investing in me, making it, so we can move out of here into a bigger place and eventually be in the LA market, even though he thinks the Austin market is going to boom and Austin is going to be it. But the work is in the LA market, even if eventually more work might go to Austin eventually. So, Jess, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I don't know. And I don't want to know, because life is so exciting. And as I was touching on earlier, there are ups and downs. So me not being able to be patient, and yeah, I am seeing the full picture. I know it's going to be great in 5 years too, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't even know what's going to like next year at this time. I should definitely do another podcast next year to check up on that. I don't know, but I have trust that it'll be great. And I've also learned I really have to stick to my goals. I just saw a TikTok the other day. Denzel Washington was like, well, a dream will continue to be a dream unless you have goals. And it's so true. Last year I had very, very rigid goals, and I hit all the marks and I achieved the things I wanted to achieve because of my SMART goals. And this year, because I was adding a lot of on-camera stuff onto my plate and having this rigid 9 to 5 since like mid and January, I noticed things were slower in terms of the projects that I've done, but also some projects were bigger, so it takes longer to be released, and some things are just not released if it's internal things. It just is what it is, I've learned. But I got really lucky last year with a great friend that referred me and gave me that opportunity to work on this Adidas Disney collab. And for last year, auditioning for the mobile game. Oh my God, there were just so many cool things. And it seems like, am I stagnating? And I'm not at all. I'm just putting more baskets together. There's never just one basket anyways, but it was the voiceover basket. I was doing a little bit podcasting, but now I'm really building this podcasting basket out, and my on-camera basket, which right now is mainly commercial, and then slowly adding some theatrical into that. And of course, my voice actor basket. And my brand, Vibe Check, is on the back. And 2, I don't really have time to promote it and work on new products. It's just too much. I have a family and I love living life too. It's not just hustle. So where do I see myself next year? I don't know. I just want to continue to have fun, and I continue to have faith that things go the way that are meant for me to go. Work towards my dreams, have more precise goals. Don't just like lean on the fact that I'm like working and it's going good. So yeah, let me know. How's that for you? Do you have a 5-year plan? Do you know exactly what you want to do and where you want to be? Has that served you? I'm curious. But yeah, if I'm asked, that's just a question I can't answer. See you in the comments, especially on Instagram. You can also tweet or X. I'm really not sure what it's called right now, or thread me at Real German Chuck. And see you next time.